Hello, my name is Lorene Kenneman, and I'm going to share with you what I've learned and experienced throughout my reflective practice class at Concordia University Irvine as part of the Learning, Design, and Technology Master's Program. As middle school educators, we face a dynamic and often unpredictable learning environment. Our students are at a crucial stage of development socially, emotionally, and academically, and our ability to adapt and respond thoughtfully is critical to their success. This is where reflective practice becomes a powerful tool. Reflective practice is the process of thoughtfully analyzing our teaching experiences to improve future instruction and student outcomes. It goes beyond asking what went well or what didn't. It encourages us to dive deeper, consider student perspectives, evaluate our own biases, and continuously evolve as educators. Today's presentation will explore what reflective practice looks like in a middle school setting, why it matters, and how we can build simple yet effective habits to make reflection a regular part of our professional growth. Reflective practice isn't just thinking back on a lesson. It's about using structured methods to make those reflections meaningful. So over time, educators and researchers have developed several models or frameworks to help teachers reflect more intentionally and effectively. Reflective models serve teachers by helping to structure thinking and growth, encouraging consistent professional development, and by making reflections more meaningful and actionable. Here are 3 examples and the benefits of each. Gibbs' reflective cycle is 6 steps. Description, what happened. Feelings, what were you thinking or feeling. Evaluation, what was good or bad about it. Analysis, why did it happen this way. Conclusion, what did you learn. And action plan, what will you do next. Gibbs' model is a great one to use for deep dive reflection after a lesson. Schoen's reflection in action on action. In action refers to reflection as it happens. Teachers do this all the time, right? There's an experience, we think about it as we continue teaching the lesson, acting on it immediately based on what we feel is best at the time. True growth takes place, though, when teachers also reflect on action afterward, asking themselves questions like, what happened? What would I do differently next time? What new information did I find that helped me process this event? On action is your reflection after the lesson or event. This model is ideal for real-time flexibility and long-term growth. Rolf's model asks 3 different questions. This model closely follows the inaction portion of Schoen's model, and it's simple to remember. What? So what? Now what? Rolf's model is perfect for quick reflections and journaling. But how is reflection information gathered? What do you actually do? Some common reflective practice methods are journaling, handwritten or digital, whatever way works best for you. You can even use artificial intelligence to assist you with writing prompts, questions, and evaluations. Having your peers observe your classes and give you valuable feedback. Administering student surveys. These can be easily taken and evaluated electronically, saving you valuable time. Taking video of your lessons for self-evaluation as well as for peer evaluation. Talking it out with colleagues who understand the school culture, student demographics, and other particulars of your teaching environment. But give me something solid, right? Let's look at a couple of examples. Take a moment and read the main points of the example. Do you think the teacher analyzed the problem and provided a good solution? Would you have done it differently? Remember, there is no one-size-fits-all method. Pause the video for a moment and think about this. Take a moment and read the main points of this example. Do you think the teacher analyzed the problem and provided a good solution? Would you have done it differently? Once again, there's no one-size-fits-all method. Pause the video and think about this one for a moment. Now let's look at the reflective practice model I developed for my teaching practice. Because a teacher's reflective practice should suit their teaching style, personality, and environment, I created a structured approach that connects my reflection process with the steps of the scientific method. The scientific method is a familiar order of tasks and lends itself to establishing a thorough, reflective practice approach. AI assistants may enhance these steps as well. Step 1. Identify the problem or question. Choose a specific teaching challenge or area of improvement. Research and gather information. Collect data through observations, student assessments, peer observations, and video recordings to understand the scope of the issue. Step 3, formulate a hypothesis. Based on the information gathered, propose a potential solution or change in practice. Step 4, plan and implement the experiment. Put the hypothesis into action by altering teaching strategies or classroom management techniques. Step 5, observe and collect data. Monitor the outcomes of my intervention through observations, assessments, and student feedback. Step 6, analyze the results and draw conclusions. Examine the collected data to see if the hypothesis was supported, refuted, or an entirely different result occurred. Consider the effectiveness of the changes and whether they address the initial problem or question. Step 7, ponder and adjust. Review the process and analyze what worked, what didn't, and why. List possible adjustments and rationale for future practice. In addition to the reflective practice model I developed, I added the following external and self-reflection methods to my reflective practice plan. External reflection methods include student evaluations and peer review. Self-reflection methods include AI-assisted journaling and video recordings. You can pause the video to study these further. Student evaluations, peer review, journaling my observations, ideas, concerns, and triumphs, and watching myself teaching on video improves awareness and understanding of how accurately I assess my practice. All provide valuable feedback, highlighting lesson segments that need improvement and those that were executed well. Implementation of each category of reflection return different compartments of information. Together, these external and self-generated data streams provide a multidimensional view of teaching effectiveness, highlighting patterns in content delivery, student experience, and my ongoing professional growth. That's a lot of heady stuff, right? But what does this process really look like? I had a colleague take video of my teaching for about 10 minutes. When I watched it later, I saw 2 mannerisms right away that needed to be changed. I was saying way too often, and I was rarely making eye contact with my students as I taught. So I decided to ask AI what I should do about it. AI suggested a workable plan. Thanks, AI. By the way, do you find yourself saying please and thank you to artificial intelligence? Me too, but I digress. The plan was to diagnose the moments right before I say noticing what was happening to bring on the and the moments immediately after the looking for patterns or triggers. Replace with the silent wait time or bridging phases was one of the solutions. Silent wait time, count to 2 rule. When you feel an coming, silently count 1, 2. Bonus, this short pause increases students' comprehension too. Bridge phrases. Write 3 or 4 neutral phrases on an index card and place it on your podium or desk. Phrases like, let's think about that, or next we'll look at, or think about what might happen next. The eye contact plan started the same way with a visual analysis of the video. AI suggested several strategies to solve the problem. The first was to perform a 4-quadrant scan, mentally divide the room into 4 zones. During any explanation, finish 1 complete sentence while looking at zone 1, then move on to zone 2, etc. Also suggested was sentence per student strategy. Especially in small group instruction, look directly at one student for a full sentence, then shift to another student for the next sentence. Lastly, AI suggested physical circulation. Step away from your current spot every 2 to 3 minutes and teach from a different place in the room. Proximity makes eye contact unavoidable and benefits students who rely on cues. The integration of AI and reflective practice provided more ideas and options for reframing, correcting, and improving my teaching practice. I chose the solutions to try based on classroom dynamics, personality, and current teaching style. Finally, on a larger scale, I identified a problem to address within the scope of my educational context and created a purpose statement. I called the problem the RSP conundrum. As an RSP teacher specializing in math, students come to my classroom for help with their current classwork, but more importantly, to meet their IEP goals. They come to the RSP room during the second half of their general ed math classes, usually during the time when students work on class assignments. The general ed teachers feel exasperated because their students turn in very little work, and there's no school policy for how to grade these students fairly. Using the premise that we are not providing an optimal environment and strategies to ensure the best education opportunities, our purpose is to learn if, for optimal learning, students should receive specialized instruction in a non-integrated setting. The desired outcome for this problem is that students would consistently progress toward their IEP goals more quickly and make gains necessary to perform closer to their grade levels in mathematics. The solution would be to use my scientific method model to test the idea that more specialized instruction in a non-integrated setting would optimize instruction and lead to reaching IEP goals sooner. Then, take action. Reflective practice is more than a professional habit. It's a powerful tool for growth, innovation, and meaningful change in teaching. By consistently analyzing our experiences, strategies, and student outcomes, we become more intentional and responsive educators. Through the practical examples shared, my personal reflective model, and the exploration of both internal and external reflection methods, it's clear that reflection strengthens our ability to meet students' needs. Ultimately, embracing reflection empowers us to evolve with purpose and lead our classrooms with clarity and confidence.